My name's Alison and I'm going to show you how to paint a pebble. Now these pebbles are just ordinary pebbles that I've picked up from farmers' fields as I've been out on my walks every morning, and I feel like we're doing the farmers a little bit of a favour if we walk around the edges. It's a public footpath and we're taking stones that would have got in their tractor's way. So these stones have been taken home in my lovely husband's rucksack. He's a good man. And they've been scrubbed and washed with an old dishes brush. Actually, I keep it just for that purpose and for cleaning my pots in the garden. Now then, once it's been cleaned and dried, then you give it a coat of paint. Let me show you which sort of paint we use as well. All of these are painted in acrylic. Now, different designs. I thought it would be nice to do some for our wonderful NHS. Unfortunately, this one has bled because I used not so permanent marker, as it turns out. So we've got those two for the fabulous NHS and key workers who keep us going. Smile, pass it on. Thank you for taking your litter home. I'd like to say thank you for taking your poo bags home for your dog poo bags, but sadly not everybody does. That's another story. Thankful people are the happiest people. So true. This is a little deer, because we like to try and spot the deer early on in the morning in Wigan. And this is a little mouse. Depends on the shape of the stone, really. This little mouse, I've just seen a little hole underneath some tree roots covered in moss, and I thought, he needs a mouse. So I've painted him. I've also done a little hedgehog and other little ones, but they're already placed along the way. So, paints that we need. I'm using acrylic paint, which is a plasticky sort of paint, and I get it from supermarkets, or there's a really good place in Runcorn called the Bridgewater Garden Centre. That's got some great arty stuff. Any sort of acrylic paints. There we go, there's my indigo, violet and a bit of black. So those are the colours I'm using. I have also got at the ready a selection of brushes, and I've got 2 pots of water, a bit like when you do your windows. It's always good to have a dirty water and a last rinse water. Plus, I will be spraying it with this. Don't do as I did on my first lot and spray it with metallic garden furniture spray paint, which turned out was grey. So all my work was wrecked, but never mind. Hey ho, worse things happen. So I got this from, I think it was B&Q. If you didn't have this in, you either leave it unpainted or you use some clear nail varnish. And last but not least, I always find it handy to have kitchen roll ready to wipe your brush. Rather than put your dirty brush in the water, you'd give it a wipe on here first, get the worst of it off. 1 rinse, 2 rinse. I'm not using toilet paper, that's too precious. Okay. Design. Well, I thought that for the design, we would do a rainbow. Now, it's good to practice it first. So I thought if I did, this is just rough. Now the colours of the rainbow are red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. And when I was at school, we learnt Richard of York gave battle in vain. Now, I'm afraid I've only got 1 purple. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Red on the outside, purple on the inside. But I also want to do a little cloud at the bottom of each end of the rainbow. So these 3 will just give me a little bit of guidance. Ready to get crack-a-lacking. Here we go. It's always easier if you use the movement of your hand to get that curve going. I've left a couple of these on the many walks around where I live in Standish, and I've had to be careful where I leave them because I don't want to litter the countryside with, when you're out it's all muted natural colours and you don't want to see too much that's gaudy. Then I'm littering the countryside, because what I want is not what everybody wants. So I have to be careful, don't leave too many. And I've got running friends and we all walk in the same place separately now, so it gives us something to look for and to feel like we're still a group. We've set each other challenges like find this tree that's been struck by lightning years ago, or things that we've not really noticed in the past. And yeah, it's just nice to keep in touch. I've always got to be careful I don't leave these stones in a place where I think somebody, because not everybody in the world is nice, somebody could use it as a weapon to throw against a window. That would be awful. So just choose your places where you leave these stones. You might leave them in your own garden, but choose your places carefully. And then all you want to do is keep yourself busy, be thankful, and maybe brighten somebody else's day. Okie dokie. I don't want that one yet. I want... Here we go. I've already squirted a little bit of paint into my palette, which is a mushroom box. Now, oh look at that. Never mind. On there. You should start with the lightest colour first because it's easiest to rinse out your brush. So what I will just do is I'll just do my clouds. I've only given this one coat of white paint. You could have done 2 coats of white paint actually on it first. It does give it a more solid finish, but if you could see my kitchen table now, I'm married to a very patient man and I just think I need to clear the table. So I thought 1 coat will do. And also in life it's all about, don't get me wrong, it would all be nice if things were perfect, but we haven't got time to do everything perfectly. So a good friend of mine wrote it out for me once. She said, done is better than perfect. And she's right, you know. Get it done. Just do it. A bit like your exercise in the morning, which I haven't done. Not this morning. Anyway, so 1 rinse. You can't see this. I've had to draw a little line either side. I'm not a YouTuber, so I've not, and I've got my sellotape, my phone sellotaped to a light above my head, so maybe I don't knock that. So I've got lines there so I can see where I'm up to. So I'll go, there's my second water. I will go 1 rinse, 2 rinse, wipe, there we go. Let's go for the yellow. Red, orange, yellow. I'm going to do the yellow. At the start, sort of on that line there. This is Neil. He knows I'm busy. I might have to give this yellow 2 coats. You anchor your hand on there. Oh, that's great. Yeah, just where that white wet paint is. Wet my hand. I'm a bit like Paddington Bear, I know. I can make a mess very, very easily. I don't mind doing the yellow a bit wider because it's a lighter colour paint. The other ones will cover it, so I'll just give it sort of on the line, around the line. Do you find? Sorry, I'm a little bit distracted because I've got a cat around my legs. Right, give that another coat in a minute. Golden rule broken here. You shouldn't really paint 2 colours side by side. I'm going to add a little drop of water to that orange because you don't want it too runny so it runs, but equally you don't want to feel like you're painting with glue. When you're looking for your pebbles, look for one that's got a sort of a flattish side and easier to paint on. Go for the red, bit of water. Love the brighter colours. Nice solid red, lovely, because that's what starts the rainbow off to me. It's a natural object. There's no such thing as right or wrong. Anyway, it's the message that's important. Loved seeing all the rainbows. Oh, got a bit of a blob going on. What did I say about me? Oh, you're a little pain. Hold on. There we go. That's Neil again. I know, I'll be with you in a little tick. I know. We can tickle it up afterwards. I won't spray this to seal it on camera because that wouldn't make very interesting viewing at all. Talk about watching paint dry. I'll just bring that down. Oh, nails up on my chair. That'll do. Right. Let's come back to that yellow. I know we shouldn't do the yellow now, but I just want to get it a bit stronger. See what I'm doing now? Anchoring my wrist on the edge of the table. And that is as good as resting you. I'm anchoring the my, what's that be called? Your forearm on the table, which is as good as resting your wrist on the on the whetstone, but better. Well, this is just typical, isn't it? This, maybe don't do a pencil line because today the pencil line is not being covered. But again, done is better than perfect. There we go. I would normally take a little bit longer than this. But heck, there's only so much of somebody painting you can watch, isn't there? But you get the idea. Now this might be a little bit runny, which is dangerous. But hey, let's live dangerously. Not too dangerously, actually we're staying safe at the moment. And it sounds silly, but because I'm not used to this, my hands are actually shaking as I'm doing this. I want that brighter. Shouldn't have added too much water to that. Right, come back to it, Alison. Just do that last bit. I remember my teacher when I was 11 saying to me, Alison, don't kill it with love. Leave it now, leave it now. And that's the danger. You keep on going back to something and you just nibble at it, and then sometimes it goes right and sometimes you wreck it. would have liked the yellow even bigger, but that's what we do, isn't it? I don't know about you, but when I make a roast dinner, my boys say to me, Mum, will you stop? And I always say, oh, well, the parsnips could have been, oh, well, the this, that, the other. Yeah, maybe I should take my own advice. Thankful people are the happiest people. I am just whittering on. I don't normally talk at all while I'm painting. You do. When you're drawing, you use the right side of your brain, as in, not the left. Which is why people shut up, because all their wordy bits are on their left-hand side of the brain. Oh, come on. Right, different brush. This longer one, I think it's called a rigger brush. Yeah, just that, touch that up anyway. Enough, dry that off. Back. Deep breath. Oh, maybe put my little finger there. Okay. You watch, my cat's going to nudge me now. He's just sitting behind me on the same chair. He's got most of the chair. And I'm perched. That's too watery. There's, on one of our walks, there's a house with, I think there's 3 children of different ages, either that or 2 children and the mum's done one, but there's 3 rainbows and one's perfect and one's a little bit haphazard, and the other one you wouldn't even know if it was a rainbow if there weren't 2 other pictures with it. Very cute. I've left a pebble on their step, and I've put thank you for the rainbows, because doesn't it lift your spirits, hey? One of my lovely friends, their husband he's working very, very hard to help us all, and he's living in the caravan on the drive because he doesn't want to infect his family when he comes home from the hospital. So do you know what? Bit of boredom, I think we can do that. I can stay in. Yeah, there's things I'm missing. I miss giving people hugs. I miss getting hugs. So there we go. We have got one painted rainbow. Now I would spray that with spray, and when you spray it with this and you've worked out that to get it off, I've wrecked it now, but to get it off you need to use, well, you'll know this because you're probably more practical than me, excuse me. That's just that's not a worrying cough. Screwdriver. Once you've got that off with a screwdriver and given it a really good shake, you're best doing it from a height of about 30 centimetres, a ruler's length, even sprays, try and do the sides. I mean, have I painted the bottom of this one? Oh, I did. Yes, I did last night. I'm not sure you need to spray it or seal it all over, just the top is great. Anyway, I've gone on enough. I hope you enjoy painting rainbows and spreading a little bit of joy, and stay in, stay safe, and tatty bye. Thank you for watching.